Gotcha. Okay. Next, align these bolts in here. You'll see them. It's kind of easy to do with your finger. That's the best way to do it. Is just line it up so it lines up in there, kind of like that.
There's the edge of the hole, if you can see that.
It should be in there.
I don't think you can see in that one. Right there.
Okay, and that's when we'll put those little bolts back in. We're ready to put the window back in. There's this, you can see this right here. There's this little channel, and that's what's tied to this bottom bolt that I told you to leave partially loose. This one over there, where's the heck? Right there, that one. That's tied to this. It's kind of a pain to line up, but you can just push it out of the way and then slide the window back in place. Now we've got the window back in. You can see this channel's back loose. You just push everything back into place. This has a little tab you lock in there. You'll see it when you get going. So now we got to put this bottom trim piece back on here. Just has a snap on one end. Has little hooks that'll hook in as it goes down in there. It kind of locks in. Okay. Okay, there we go. And Philip, screw that bad boy in there. That'll lock that back in there. Okay, now we got to put these bolts that hold this on. There's one back down here, the two I showed you on the back side. Then we'll tighten that one that I told you to keep loose. So that's our next step. So this piece just goes on like we had, just do it the opposite as what you did before. Put it on high and slide it down in there. You'll feel it slip into the channels. Line up this hole. There's a little end here with the hole. Your little Phillips will go back in and put it back in, and that's that. There we go. Okay, now that you have tightened those 3 bolts and you put that piece of trim back on, don't forget to put your little rubber grommets back into place and make sure everything is good and looks good and out of the way. Everything does. So now we're ready to put our door panel back on. So remember, just the opposite of what we did before, lifting up, we're going to just drop it down on. Make sure that that lid gets over. It locks into place. Okay, then you just push it back on and it'll all go back to place. All them snaps go back into place. There it goes. We're back on. Now, put this piece back on.
Make sure
you'll have to fish this little cable right out of here. Your little connector. Same way, make sure it's locked. Just kind of give it a little push and it should slip on there. Like that. We'll put these 2 screws back in. And then we got the one outside, and I'll show you a few more and then we're done. Okay. You want to slip on out? Okay, now the last few steps. We'll put this piece back in there. how it lines up. Then I pull this apart and I stick in one half first. Tends to work out better that way. And you snap the other one in there. Just like that, give it a good press, and it's locked in place. Now, there's two more things. There was this screw that I didn't show you the first time. Like I said, you need a shorty and this little screw, and it holds the bottom panel on this back side right here. Goes right in that little end right there. There we go. Now, this last piece, we'll cover up this. Mind you, when I did take it apart, you had to have the window vent open. Sorry it's late. Keep doing that later in the video, but this will just go in there, slip down on this back end, and lock down the rest and just click into place.